So this one, I just want to make sure that you know the line of symmetry. Always find your min or max. The minimum, this is a minimum because it's at the bottom, okay? When you have your minimum or your maximum, then you are going to start at that point and you go straight up. And I'm going to do this with a different color so you can see. Go straight up, and that line that you pass through, that number you pass through on the axis, that is what you're going to be your equation, y equals 1. And that is your line of symmetry. On number 9, look for keywords. They want independent and dependent variables, and they also want an equation. So make sure, if they want independent, dependent, look for that keyword. The keyword in this problem, you'll read it, was each. And remember that whatever's behind the word each, that is your independent, okay? So my independent is day, and I would use the variable d for that, okay? And then whatever is in front of the keyword, that is your dependent, okay? Now sometimes you have to look, but most of the time it'll be really, really close, but the independent's always after, dependent is always in front, and it's metal tabs, like on a Coke can, the little tabs that you take off, and I'm going to use T for tabs. Now there's my independent, dependent. Okay, they also wanted an equation, so let's go back and look. Susan has, anytime you see the word has or is, it's going to be an equal sign. She has 75 tabs saved, so she already has 75. So she is starting with 75. And plans on collecting, so she's going to put some more with it, so that means I'm going to add, okay? Now she's going to collect, and it says she's going to collect 15 metal tabs each day. So think about that, 15 the first day, 15 the second day, 15 the third day. If I were to do that for 3 days, I could either add those together, or I could say 15 times 3, okay? So I'm going to do 15 times, and I don't know how many days, so I'm just going to put 15 times D. That represents the number of days. So 75 plus 15D equals, and that gives me the number of tabs, okay? So I have my equation, and then I have my independent and dependent, and those are the two things they wanted. On number 10, they want you to simplify. I have parentheses. Remember that when you have parentheses, you have to multiply the number in front with everything that's on the inside. So 3 times F, and 3 times, and notice what that is, that's a negative 5, so that's going to be negative 15. On the second one, look at where your parentheses is, and who is by the parentheses. The number by the parentheses is a negative 7. So the negative 7 is what goes to everything inside the parentheses. The 4a, nothing is going on with the 4a, so 4a comes down just like it is. And then I'm going to type in negative 7 times 5. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. And then I'm going to type in negative 7 times, and look what this is. This is a negative 3. So negative 7 times negative 3, which is a positive 21, and you bring down the a. Now, after you get rid of the parentheses, you look to see, do any of them have the same letter? Do they have the same variable? 4a and positive 21a. So I would say 4 plus 21, which is 25a. And that minus 35 just comes down. On the next one, I have parentheses in the front, and I also have parentheses in the back. So since I have parentheses in both of them, I'm going to do the first one first. That's like having a negative 1. So negative 1 times 4c is negative 4c. Negative 1 times, this is a negative 6, which is a positive 6. On the next one, This is a positive 5, so I say positive 5 times 4c, that is positive 20c, and then positive 5 times d, that's a positive 5d. Now look to see if any terms have the same variable. Negative 4c and positive 20c are the same, so in my calculator I would say negative 4 plus 20, which is 16c. And now I'm going to look to see if anything else is the same. Well, this does not have a variable, but 5d does, so I'm just going to bring down the 6. And in 5d, it has a d, and nothing else has a d, so I just bring it down. Now you can double check. This is a c, this doesn't have a variable, and this is a d. They're all different, so that's where I stop. That's my final answer. So those are how you simplify when you see parentheses in the problem. On number 11, there is an equal sign in the middle. When there's an equal sign, split it right down the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on both of those. Now, let's just do one side at a time. On the left, what do you see that sticks out? Parentheses. And it's just 6 next to a 2. So I can do that. 6 times 2 is 12. And then I can bring down the plus 6x minus 4. I look to see if anything else will go together. I can put together 12 and minus 4. So 12 minus 4 is 8. And then you bring down the plus 6x. Okay, so I'm finished. On the right side, let's see what we can do. On the right side, I have 4 squared, so I can do that. And then I can also put together, I have a term, negative 3x, and then positive 9x. So those are the things I can do. So we're going to work on that one. 4 squared is 16. This is a minus 3, and this is a plus 9. So you're going to put negative 3 plus 9, which would be positive 6x. And then that minus 8 is by itself, so I bring it down. Now, is there anything else I can put together once I simplified that? Yes, I can put together the 16 minus 8, and 16 minus 8 is 8, so 8 plus 6x. Now notice on both sides, I have 6x on both sides, and I have an 8 on both sides, so they are the same. Okay, they're equal. On the next problem, start with the left, just do one side at a time. I have this 7 times 8, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So 6x, when I put in negative 7 times 8, I get negative 56, and then you have the plus 4. And then I can do negative 56 plus 4. When I put that in my calculator, I get negative 52, and you just bring the 6x down. So 6x minus 52. On the right side, let's see what we can do. I have the 4 times 5, I can do that. And then I can also, this is a negative 4x and a positive 10x. So I put those together. 7 just comes down. Negative 4 plus 10. Negative 4 plus 10 is a positive 6x. And then 4 times 5 is 20. Okay? And then I can put together the 7 and the 20. So 7 and 20 is 27, and you bring down the plus 6x. Now, on the right side, I have 6x. On the left, I have 6x. On the right side, I have 27. On the left, I have negative 52. They are not the same. But on my test, I would look for, that's what it should simplify down to. Okay, the last ones, we're just going to create some algebraic expressions. So when you see the word less than, you need to make sure that you switch. And so make sure that you put minus. And so put a minus down, and then 16, instead of being in the front, it will be in the back. And it says triple the numbers, that goes together. And so triple means to multiply by 3, so that would be 3p. The next one, you have more than, and when you see the word than, you have to switch the order. Okay, so put more than means to add, and so 17 goes in the back. Twice means to multiply by 2. Twice the number of frogs, that'd be 2f. And then I have decreased by. Decreased by means to subtract. I do not switch the order. What's in front of it stays in the front. A number cubed means you have an exponent to the of a 3. Decreased by 4. And then the last one, you have increased by. So that means everything in the front stays together. So 3 times a number squared, that all goes together. So 3 times a number and squared means to the second power, and then increased by 8.